Hello, my name is Shajid Darshuga and I'm gonna talk about top 5 JavaScript interview question answer. So the first question is, how does JavaScript code is executed in browser? Answer: every web browser has its own JavaScript engine that provides a JavaScript runtime environment like Google Chrome has V8 engine. Inside the engine, there are heap and call stack. Heap is used for memory management and the call stack is used for collecting stacks. When we call any function, it stores it at call stack and then it runs. JavaScript is single-threaded and JavaScript works synchronously. When call stack finds any function which will take time to execute, then it transfers this function to its assistant called Web API. Then it will move to the next function and work synchronously. And when the function is functioning Web API storing, their time is done, then Web API move those function in a callback queue. And here is the event loop comes to connect the function in callback queue to call stack. Event loop works there. After executing all function, when call stack gets free, then event loop transfer the functions from callback queue synchronously and then callback executes those functions. That is how JavaScript code is executed in browser. Okay. Second question is, what are the difference between double equal and triple equal? Okay. The double equal and triple equal in JavaScript both used for comparing two variables. These are some major difference of them. Double equal compared to variable but ignore data type of variable, whereas triple equal care to variable and also check data type and compare two values. Double equal checks the equality without considering their type, but triple equal checks the equality with their types. If two operands are equal, double equal returns true, otherwise it returns false. On the other hand, if values and data types are same of two operands, then triple equal returns value. Okay. The third question will, when will you return something from a function, or how will you return more than one value from a function? Answer: to show the result of a function, we use return statement. When we use return statement in a function, that time the execution of the function is stopped, and when we call this function, that time the return value will be shown. JavaScript does not support the return multiple values from a function, but for returning multiple values we can wrap the values into an array or an object and then return the array or the object. Okay. The fourth question is, what is closure in JavaScript? How does it work? When we return a function inside another function, that time it creates a private reference and it's called closure. Closure conserves the outer scope inside its inner scope. Example, count equal, let's declare an anonymous function, and inside a function let number equal 0, and then inside the function return another anonymous function. Inside the anonymous function just type number equal number plus 1 and then return the number. So here whenever we will call count function, the number will increase by 1. The count returns a self-invoking function. The return function will only be called when we call count function, otherwise we can't have any access to num variable, and that is called JavaScript closure, and the num variable is protected by anonymous function. Okay. So the last question is define between undefined and null. So in JavaScript, null is an object and undefined is a type. Null means the value is absent and the value can be assigned. Undefined means the variable is declared but value is not assigned. That's all for the time being. Thanks for your patient hearing.